Imagine losing everything you hold dear, your family, your possessions, your health. Picture yourself isolated in a landscape of pain and abandonment, with no answers, hearing only the echo of an anguished silence. What would you do? This is the story of Job, a narrative that transcends human suffering to bring profound lessons of faith and resilience. Today, on Cristão Criativo 93, we will journey together through a story that challenges us to trust in God, even when all seems lost. Visualize a world where prosperity and joy seemed everlasting. Job was a man of integrity, a symbol of righteousness and devotion to God. He owned vast lands, had a loving family, and lived a life blessed by the Lord. Yet his story shows us that, even with unwavering righteousness, no one is immune to life's trials. And no test is harder than the one that shakes our very soul, making us question our purpose and faith. Suddenly, everything changed for Job. In a single day, it was as if the universe had decided to test him. Tragedies struck one after another. His wealth was stolen, his children perished, and, as if that were not enough, he was afflicted by a terrible disease, a condition that brought him constant suffering. With a heavy heart, Job bore the weight of his pain, enduring devastating losses. Job's friends came to console him, but instead of comfort, they brought words of judgment, insinuating that he must have sinned against God. Despite this, Job, though marked by physical and emotional pain, held steadfast in his faith. He declared, "The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." This statement, simple in words, carries immense depth. Maintaining gratitude amidst adversity is one of the greatest lessons Job teaches us. He shows that true faith is not merely a flame that burns brightly in times of ease, but a light that endures through the fiercest storms. Even so, Job's journey was not one of silent resignation. In his darkest days, he sought answers, questioned the reason for his suffering, and spoke openly and honestly with God, touching the divine heart with his sincerity. "Why am I suffering, Lord? What is the purpose of this pain?" Job felt lost, like a wanderer in an endless desert. And when his friends accused him, claiming his suffering was a consequence of his sins, he confronted them with the conviction of a man who knows the integrity of his heart. It was amidst this anguish that God revealed himself to Job. He did not come with reproach or simple explanations. Instead, he unveiled the majesty of his creation. "Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth?" the Lord asked, inviting Job to marvel at the vastness of the universe, the beauty of the stars, the depths of the oceans, and the complexity of life on earth. God showed Job that his wisdom surpasses human understanding. Faced with this revelation, Job, who had sought answers, now felt small before God's grandeur. The Lord's perfection and power were unparalleled. With humility and reverence, Job bowed down and said, "My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you." He realized that despite his pain, he had experienced a deeper encounter with God, something no explanation could match. This experience brought Job a peace that surpasses all human understanding and renewed his hope. In his goodness, God restored Job's life, giving him twice as much as he had lost. He received wealth again, more children, and many years of happiness. But the greatest gift was the intimate relationship with God, something no earthly blessing or treasure could replace. Job became an example that even amidst the fiercest storms, the peace of God is greater. His story does not end with restored blessings, but with a timeless message of perseverance. He teaches us that no matter how uncertain life's paths may be, we are never completely alone. Job's message challenges us to trust in God, even when we cannot see the way forward, to keep the flame of faith alive during the darkest nights. God does not promise a life without challenges, but he assures us of his constant presence, guiding and strengthening us at every step. Job reminds us that true strength comes from those who, even in suffering, remain steadfast in their belief. Suffering can be seen as a furnace, a process that shapes and reveals our true essence. It teaches us to embrace difficulties as part of a greater journey, where each obstacle transforms into an opportunity for learning and renewal. And even when the pain feels unbearable, when darkness threatens to overshadow the light, remember that it is in these moments that we are strengthened and transformed. The story of Job teaches us that amidst the storm, we can hear God's gentle voice saying, "I am here." No matter how long the night, dawn will always come. Like Job, we too can turn pain into fullness and despair into renewed hope. Every tear we shed, every challenge we face, draws us closer to God's heart. We are called to believe that the light within us is stronger than any shadow. For sometimes, it is through suffering that we discover who we truly are and the depth of God's love for us. How often do we face difficulties that seem insurmountable? How often do we question our faith and feel abandoned? Job shows us that even in adversity, faithfulness leads to a deeper relationship with God. He reminds us that no matter how violent the storm, the peace that comes from God is greater. And the true blessing is knowing that we are never alone. If this story touched your heart, keep it close to you. Job's journey is an invitation for all of us, an invitation to keep our faith alive, even when the world around us seems to crumble. God does not promise a life without challenges, but promises to walk with us, guiding and sustaining us every step of the way. If you appreciated this story, like it and subscribe to the Cristão Creativo 93 channel. Here, we share content that touches the soul and inspires reflection. And don't stop here. There's another video waiting for you. May God's peace be with you, and may your journey be filled with courage, love, and perseverance. Until we meet again, remember, the strength you need already resides within you. And like Job, you too can find light even in the darkest moments. Trust, persevere, and know that God never abandons you. He is our fortress and refuge amidst life's storms.